people aren't alone. There's a lot of support out there still. There are options in terms of getting charities, the police, all sorts involved, but the courts are still dealing with urgent injunctions, and the effect of the lockdown and the being unable to leave the home doesn't apply if that's putting your safety at risk. The courts are dealing with these injunctions quite quickly. I know there have been some problems, but they can deal with them on the phone, and I've had one recently where, you know, very quickly we're in court, the court are processing it, and the orders are being dealt with. It's important not to stay silent, and to do something about it, really.
Following on from the Home Secretary's briefing that she did a couple of weeks ago now, there's a lot of guidance out on the government website which clearly does list all of the resources that are available to victims of domestic violence. Try and access the support that you can from there. Access lawyers, we're here, we're working. So I think the best thing that some clients can do is try and access some legal advice to see where they stand on lots of issues, because it may help them take the right steps, because they may be worried about money, children, where they're going to live, housing. So if they have that sort of plan, even if they're not going to take immediate steps, they can always contact, and we can always put a plan together for them, and how to best present their case. When you're in a violent relationship, you're very controlled at times, so you will only listen to what the perpetrator is saying and you'll just believe it.
We're very aware that there are people there being listening. It's not just violence that we're talking about. This is abuse generally. It's controlling behaviour, it's financial control, and all of those things are very much they're going to be present in a lot of households, because there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of anxiety that we're not used to dealing with day to day. But that's not an excuse for somebody to be abusive, whether that's in a violent way, whether it's controlling behaviour, whether it's monitoring what you're doing online, and being cautious about that. I think we can be and we will be flexible in terms of providing what support we can. If you can't sneak out the house for an hour to have a conversation, and we need to have a few little conversations, perhaps that's how we need to do it. But we will be flexible. It doesn't have to be rushing off to court to get urgent injunctions. It can be just understanding what your options are, and what help you can get, whether it's from specialist charities, from the police if you need it, or a bit of kind of hand holding and advice and guidance along the way from us.
If you're in a situation where you can only make one phone call, phone the police is what I would say. All right, in all of this, like, if there is only one call that you can make, then do it. The police are aware that this is on the increase. You know, the government are aware of it. They've got this guidance that's out there. You may see somebody that is a victim of domestic violence. Let them know that you're there. You know, neighbours, that kind of thing. I think there is that urge. You know, the government are urging people to be aware. So even if you're not a victim yourself, you feel that somebody else may be going through this difficult situation and they're a victim of domestic violence, then keep an eye on them.